something about communication is coming through heavy in this reading, okay? And I think that it could be somebody, even my throat now, someone's having something to do with their throat chakra, maybe the healing. I'm hearing also executive decisions. So it's like someone's reclaiming their power and saying, no, this is my choice now, right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get some confirmation to see what, just so we can confirm the message. Wine, someone could like wine, developing over time. It could be to do with family, that they're finally kind of saying, no, this is my path, kind of thing. Okay, yeah, there's been some kind of catalyst here that's really ignited them to get going. They know that this is going to require effort wherever they're moving towards, okay? But they're feeling fueled, they're feeling ignited. They themselves are someone who've been really developing well over time, right? They like the good stuff. So maybe you could like, just nice things, good things. Look at this. There's a win here. This is their winning, because they're understanding finally who they need to be. They're not just quietening their voice for anyone or anything anymore. Oh my God, man at the bottom of the deck. So that's giving that energy of that divine masculine energy, whether that's within you, honoring that, or that's someone you're connected to. Wow. Someone's true. And you know what? They do often say that it's that energy that you just tend to like age well over time. Right? Because you really learn who you are and you start to act accordingly, That's what this feels like. It's been quite a journey for somebody. They're focused on their goals. 6 of Cups here. As they focus on their goals, there's something to do with the past that is, I'm hearing specifically resurfacing. So I feel like maybe this is when they lost their voice, is what I've heard. And now it's kind of like it's being reignited because they're seeing finally the victory ahead. Something about their reputation is important here. They like to be someone who's well-groomed as well. Okay, Ace of Wands, again, that passionate energy is coming through. They have a spark. It's like they've had, I'm seeing a dragon's breath, but it's like their breath has been brought back to them. They've been brought back to life, like but the passion inside, Wow. Yeah, they're definitely transforming, that's for sure. Flavorless to full flavor, full embodied flavor. Page of Pentacles, again, that's giving that energy of something about like alcohol or maybe some kind of drink is really important here. Might have air signs in the mix. Oh yeah, 10 of Wands. But look what comes right after it, the Fool. Brand new beginning. Oh my God, 10 of Cups, the bottom of the deck. So they really are honouring the journey. They really are saying, that is a heavy weight that I don't need to carry. I'm choosing not to carry anymore. That was never my path. They're finally understanding the reason that they feel this new ignition towards their actual path. There might be someone who's well known, or maybe you are. Maybe they've got quite a presence or something that's coming through. There's something about achieving something soon, finding recognition. So whether this is you or this is someone you're connected to, that's happening for someone soon. 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, this hasn't come easy. This has come with struggle. Strife, I've heard specifically, and then the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. 555 is important. Number 4 or April, number 33, number 31 are important, okay, as well. They could be anyway for you. Chariot there, so there's definitely forward movement happening, and it's happening again. Someone's finally discovering their drive. They've had to kind of mourn the loss of you if you are certain people in their life who they thought were permanent, were permanently there kind of thing, They thought that they were their people, but they're realizing that they weren't. That's a really hard realization. That's really sad. Especially if this is someone who likes to be there for others, Very someone who supports others, cheers them on. And they understand, it's kind of like they feel like they're going to have to build again from scratch kind of thing. Justice, 5 of Wands. It's all part of their karmic path, their karmic healing. The 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck though, so whatever it is that they're clearing out, I feel like they've had a lot of jealousy around it, especially if that energy is really coming through with that success, that reputation, that fame, that they really like nice things, you know what I mean? So it might be that people have seen that and looked in, and they've had a lot of people looking in and not wishing well, if you will, you know what I mean? They need to practice spiritual hygiene. That's really important. But I also think this is another thing, 444 could be important as well. This is also something that's part of their spiritual hygiene. They're finally recognizing boundaries, they're understanding who and what is worthy, who is trustworthy. This Four of Wands suggests so they're finding their alignment as a result of this. So again, I feel like they really had to communicate themselves without this causing, you know, like before it used to just cause like conflict or whatever, just people who are uncomfortably wanting them to be doing things their way, blah, blah, blah. And they really put themselves on the back burner and their desires. That's changing, finally. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Someone's had to really be resilient here. Truly. Especially when it comes to their... I think that their boundaries have been tested a lot, so has their faith. And think that they've even questioned themselves, like, are they doing the right thing? Is this the right thing? But they've been so stuck in what they've known for so long. That's why it's been so difficult. They're finally resurfacing, though. Their emotions are finally coming back around for them to finally kind of... I feel like this is where that communication comes in. They're learning how to express their emotions, their truth. You know, they're wanting to move on from the past, whatever it is. But I also feel like there's something that's been left unaddressed, some kind of emotional sadness. But they've been so focused on all of the external here. Yeah, left unsaid. The High Priestess here. Yeah, totally left unsaid. I also feel the Star. I think that their intuition, so their communication with their higher self, even because that keeps coming through, it's really strengthening. I think that it's kind of, I'm hearing fast tracks. So it's almost like it's always been there, but now suddenly that they're clearing like so many blocks, it's like they're seeing clearly, they're hearing clearly, right? And with this Star, that's really helping them to heal. They're learning how to honor their intuition finally. Beautiful. It's sad to think that they've been so intuitively like gifted, but then they've also allowed the external to truly, which means that they probably did trust people around them, and they've really had to learn that how to kind of discern. Discernment has been a big lesson for them. Who and what is on their side and who and what isn't, despite what they're like. Because there seem to be someone who is on like everyone's side, like the world. They're closing out this karmic cycle. Really important. They're closing out this karmic cycle, but at the same time, this is actually the beginning of their new cycle ahead. Okay, so much going on in the mix here. Too many external emotions that they were carrying that weren't even theirs. Too much focused on the past that went wrong and like trying to wait for that to come back around or something. You know, strength. Mention that as well. Leo season there as well. Got Pisces energies as well. And Libra. Two of course at the bottom of the deck. So they're gathering the strength to take this leap of faith. They know what they want to take the leap of faith towards. They see it. I've said that already. They see that their goal ahead. They see what it is. And it's like this Two of Cups alignment. Divine alignment, really. They see it. They're just gathering the courage right now because of everything they've been through. They've really had to rebuild themselves. Oh my God, just as said that. The King of Pentacles, rebuild. But my God, are they rebuilding? This is actually really, I get this, like, maybe you're like really attracted to this version of this person because I'm getting that energy where it's like, wow, I think that they're going to come around and they're going to maybe surprise the person they're moving towards or the people, because I think that they're this version of themselves who's so like, they're going to be so like this discipline, this kind of, no, I know what's mine. Just like a new level of, you know, that man energy that was coming, that masculine specifically energy that was coming through, regardless of gender. They're really honing in on their power. It's beautiful. Judgment. Yeah. King of Swords. Again, that's giving that someone's been so guarded to their emotions. I've come up with the Nine of Cups as well, and then the Page and the Five of Cups. Yeah, someone's been really guarded to their emotion. They're finally understanding what their true heart is, like where their heart wants to go. It's taken them a while. This Nine of Pentacles, it really has. But they are aware of this, and I think this is another reason why they're so... It's like they really want to move forward, but it's like this feeling of, but am I ready? But am I ready? But am I ready? This is someone who's very protective of their emotions. They're very protective. So it's kind of like, and I think they've gathered that even more so, knowing who and what they've had to release from their life and let go of, you know. I think that there's something that they lost that, yeah, I wanted to come out. It's definitely masculine energy. There's something that they lost. I felt like a true emotional loss, that they truly are kind of, they're fixed on. They really are, and they're kind of finding the I think that they're recognizing how to move in that direction. Their focus is clear. You've got focus here, and then you've got woman. So it's kind of like the focus on this feminine energy. This masculine energy has come in through a lot recently. So I feel like there's a lot of kind of hearing like advancements and developments, which are such like masculine energy words. Basically, there's some kind of awakening taking place with the masculine right now, masculine energy, and it's helping them to really see their truth. That's the biggest thing for the divine masculine, their divine truth, right? So they're seeing that finally and they're honouring it, but it comes with honouring the release, you know, of what simply isn't aligned, even if it's a hard realisation, you know. But again, that Justice card is sticking out really big recently, so I feel like there's seriously some karmic cycles that someone's been closing that they're truly honouring the end of now, right? Oh my God, no, what did I just say? That card says the end. Confirmation. Wrapping it up. Beautiful signs might be important here. Open-minded endings. Okay, chameleon. I think someone's having to really transform themselves, and that did come through before as well, right? But they're needing to be more open-minded than I think that perhaps they have been in the past, right? They've been very stuck on this way of thinking, way of being, way of living. But they know that with this end comes a change. It's truly a transformation. The elements of fire, timeless, life force, allowed, trust, divine timing. Really about trusting divine timing here, because there's a reason that this path has taken what it has, because it's being perfected by divine. Just like that fine wine is aging, right? They're a leader. They're someone who they're like a visionary, right? They see the idea and they move forwards with it. They want to give birth to it, you know. It's time to get going. They're understanding that new beginning is there too. It's coming. It's not far ahead, okay? Wow. They are a life force. And, you know, if they are divine energy, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Twin flames. The swans. Twin flame energy makes sense. The divine masculine awakening that's truly taking place right now across the board, truly. Faith, twin flame, soul soulmates, blooming love, a pair of things, the one, deep soul connections, divination, fluidity. Divination, again, they could be connecting more to that kind of spiritual healing realm as well. Fluidity again has come up, and that mutable kind of sign, chameleon. So there's definitely could be sexual fluidity, if that's something that resonates with you, that's come through. But also I think more just about learning a new path to what they thought that it needed to be, or it was. Do you know what I mean? There's something about that's really important. It's totally different to what they knew. A crow, memories, remembering. Yeah, that's with that Six of Cups, very first card. Mystery, magical power, new event or happening, clever problem solving, observant, and omen. New beginnings at the bottom there with rabbit. That could be something relevant for someone's maybe Chinese zodiac sign as well. Okay. Yeah, they have been remembering a lot. They're really firefly, illumination, chemistry, magical, self-discovery, soul spark, light codes, fire, creative spark. Someone exceptional. They are someone exceptional. Representative of the beginning of the journey that they're now illuminated to. Again, there's a lot of passion for this energy. They've got that chemistry, the fire. It keeps coming through. There's a reason for that. This is someone who's very powerful, you know. They've got a lot of power, and makes sense if they're, again, on that. They resonate with being that divine energy, right? This is really important, because I feel like this is like a huge kind of cycle that they're finally understanding, especially with that judgment card. Number 28, 6, 21, 11 could be important. Again, these could all be life paths, or this just could be birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing that are relevant. Okay. Deception, yeah. I think people around them have been wearing masks that they're finally seeing through. Or that, I don't know if they're seeing through them, or something's happened where they've finally been, you know, the illumination has come. There's been some kind of... And you know what? Part of me feels like it's an internal thing, because with all this intuition flowing around, this like power is to connect them even deeper to their self-discovery, their true soul spark. they've been receiving these light codes, and they're recognizing, finally they're going to be recognizing that they are someone special, right? But first it does come with seeing through the veils of illusion. And Neptune is retrograde, so as I'm doing this, so that could be impacting them as well, you know. Maybe it's in their birth chart. Yeah. Engagement, your love life is ascending to high levels of commitment. Yeah, this is what they want to do. That's their goal. I'm seeing that trophy, you know, their achievement, and I think that they're finally going to feel like they're worthy of it, you know, whereas before they haven't. I think they were just too caught up in what was going on. Okay, so that's important. You have weddings right after engagement. Could be that this is something, past life relationship at the bottom of the deck. This could be something that evolves quite rapidly. You know, I will say, like, when you're on that, like, twin flame path specifically, or divine journey, there's convention is usually not what you're drawn to. And even if you go through it, it just doesn't fit. And I think that's what's happened here. Somebody really they were married, and, you know, they had that cycle. I'm not saying that you can't get, like, you're probably looking at this is where this is headed, some high levels of commitment for sure, but it's in the way that society tells you it needs to be, the reasons that society gives you for this. That's changing here. That's changing. I think this is what someone, you know, don't forget, divine masculine is breaking through the 3D, right? That's where his work is massively done. I always associate that with the lower 3 chakras as well, okay? So conditioning that was within him, he's clearing through, really breaking through, you know? Nice. There could have been a true loss here, but certainly someone's had to, something about their health has been really impacted massively. They could have had some kind of illness. They might have even experienced some kind of loss when it comes to finances. They've had a lot of anxiety on their mind. Again, that fox, that always gives me that kind of deceptive energy that's coming through here. So that's really something that, again, you know, they're finding their voice because they've allowed this around them far too long, you know, which has also really impacted their health, their inner well-being, because it's been so out of alignment with their soul path. But there's a reason for it. This has been part of their, I'm not saying soul path in that sense, because clearly it's been on their soul path, but I mean where they're supposed to be, their true, like, that goal that they're now seeing and enlightened to and moving towards, right? This has been the karmic elements I've really had to clear through, heal through. Yeah, whip. It's kind of like painful, tension, arguments, anger. But I also get this, there's a lot of harshness in that energy, but with this bird at the bottom of the deck as well, and that does say communicate it. So this is someone who, they might be quite nervous about moving forward. They're feeling this energy, they have to go, they have to do this. It says doing it again as well here, so it could be that this is something that's coming back around, okay? Also it says kinky, okay, so might be something that's relevant there. Text or calling someone, making contact, discussing, so that could be definitely something that's happening moving forwards. But this is, you know, when I'm looking at this is like, really feels really heavy, that someone's finally releasing the heaviness that's been draining them for so long and truly impacting them, which means it's been impacting their energy. And if you're connected to this somebody, then you've been feeling this too. The number 11, 23 and 12 could be important. Also the J, the letter J, okay? Got 7 and 7 as well, 7 portal. Okay, moving forward, so let's see what's happening. So we've got these beautiful, like, high levels of commitment coming through. Yeah, they're overcoming the obstacles. They really are overcoming the obstacles. 2 of Cups. So you can finally come into emotional balance with each other, offer your cups to each other, you know, and recognise where your hearts are truly in alignment. That's what's happening right now. You're coming into your heart's alignment. Too many cards there, but there at the top is 4 of Wands. So, again, preparing for that union to take place by finding it within. You know, this is definitely somebody who I've heard they want to work towards, like, this lifestyle that they have, their desire as well. That's important for them. So, and if they're moving towards this union, then that union is going to also be envisioned in their lifestyle. So, Emperor at the bottom of the deck. That's who they want to be, that Emperor. They see it. They want to hold it down. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. They're working hard right now. Page of Swords, Queen of Wands. They are watching this feminine energy. I want to make that clear, right? And moving forwards, it's kind of like to them, their courage is coming, a part of their courage is coming from them having kind of success. Okay, so this is what they want to move towards. That's where they want to be in the energy, where they can really commit, where they feel like they can, yeah, 7 of Swords. You're going to be with some revelations. There's going to be some revelations. The truth is going to be revealed. the Hermit, about what's been happening all along whilst they've been on their own journey. And also maybe they are watching with, I said they're watching this feminine energy. Maybe it's kind of in ways that you don't know, fake accounts, that kind of thing, or maybe they've contacted you in fake numbers or something. Three of Swords, they've been in pain. You're going to really hear about their story, but look at who they've become as a result. The King of Cups, this healing. They're going to tell you everything about their healing journey. And this is where it's kind of like, it's going to be up to you to see whether or not, how this moves forwards, basically. You've got the Sun with the Star as well. Sun and Star, that's beautiful. The Sun's very masculine energy as well. The Moon is more feminine, right? The King of Cups, wow. Someone's really honouring their healing journey. They're getting so emotionally prepared. This card is beautiful. That Twin Flames card with the swans there. I think that they've awakened to this. They know what this is. And they're awakening more and more. And I think this is why, like, for so long, they were so bogged down, is what I've heard. I don't know if you say that. By what was happening, that they weren't even able to, like, focus their attention and energy. But they're really clearing through these karmic energies. I am feeling a drain as I'm doing this reading. So it feels like they're needing to kind of regain from whatever was lost hope. They need to kind of refill themselves, look after themselves. Self-care is important, especially for divine masculine energies. The way you tap into your inner feminine is so important, so you can come into that union. So looking after yourself, self-care, self-love. And self-love is massive. Bring love into the situation, just as I said that, yeah. So love for self, important. How can you love your person if you're not giving it to yourself this way? You deserve it. And that's when you make the decisions that are in alignment with you, are for you. Because you're looking after yourself and you know you deserve it. Okay? Aquarius energy there is coming through again with that star as well. 333 could be important for somebody. Wow. This is someone who's a leader, but they're just finding themselves right now. New romantic cycle. That's moving forwards, that is. Prosperity lies ahead. So, where's it gone? It's gone. Whatever that they're working on when it comes to their finances and success and achievement, it's on the cards. Victory, win, reputation, success, merit, goals, prosperity lies ahead. They're getting there. It's slow because they've had to really process a lot of their internal emotional energy. That's part of their journey. They're here to do that. They need to do that. That's going to be what helps them to get to that end goal of, success. But they won't see it the same way. It won't be like this 3D way of thinking. It's like this new illumination. You're understanding things so differently. That success was never about, the attainment of all the material and the 3D and the ways that you're taught, the greed, the lust, the power, control. It's all about the alignment with your soul. And this is when you find that and you really recognize that love that truly exists. This wedding and engagement, this new romantic cycle is there. It's going to come through. 2 of Cups, right? Because you finally realize that it was all about that all along. About you coming back to your heart, about you honoring your soul purpose, your connection to divine is going to be important. But that's coming. It's all kind of like, it's going exactly the way it needs to right now. So someone's doing beautifully, but just honor the fact that actually they're having to go through a lot of losses at the same time, really honing in their emotions. With this communication that's coming through, and you got the moon here as well. Romance, psyche, that's that feminine energy as well, sensuality. Yeah, I think that they just want to let you know what's been happening so far. Okay, so it's not like this huge expectation. That's not going to be healthy for like anybody. You've both got to kind of release that expectation energy and really allow the unfold, allow you both to recognize where you are, how you're aligning yourself with your energy right now, because you both want the same thing. You both want that high level, but not just because, you want to attach to each other or because society tells you to do that, right? It's different this time. It's from the heart, which is beautiful, okay? Bring love into yourself and to each other, okay? Just had come through letter. So again, communication. You could be finding out getting some kind of news, okay? And then you've got the tree, so it could be fertility energy, creating newness, lot of personal growth, health is coming back, restoring their health, evolving, connection to source. So again, that divine connection. But with this coffin at the end, again, there's something big about a loss. That's really important here. I think maybe they're currently processing that, but this is what you're going to learn about. They communicate with you, this is what they're going to let you know has been taking place. Number 8, 9, 27, 7, 5, 7. Okay. Yeah, you're going to really learn about where they've been. Okay, so it's really, don't forget the divine masculine really goes through when it comes to their 3D reality. right? I'm not saying the divine feminine doesn't, but specifically, this is where the deepest awakenings come from. Absolute wreckage. Like, it's, you know, it's really sad because, I mean, it's part of their path. This is where they're honing into their divine masculine energy and recognize their strength, their courage, their leadership, their reason they're here, their divine path, right? They see the divine feminine much more clearer than ever as well. So important. So as I honor that within, allow you both to honor each other without as well, okay? Confirmation also for me that this card has come through true love. This is a twin flame connection if you resonate with that, or even just like that divine counterpart, okay? Lots of passion here. Someone's really, the separation came because of this codependent way. Someone was asking the wrong people for help. I say for help, I think they were just taking on a lot of other people's values, other people's ideas and whatever, you know. And this is with these heart-to-heart conversations, this is the truth that's going to be illuminated, okay? They want to make the effort. Here we've also got honeymoon, so you've got engagement, wedding, honeymoon. I mean, talk about progressive levels of like high level commitment. So that's on their mind, and this is what's going to come through with that energy, okay? Let's just see if there's any timings here for you as well. Let's have a look. Any timings. Okay, so in terms of timing, it's literally just come through. Summertime. Timing, it does say during Leo season. It's got this is a Queen of Fire, so you could be that fire sign energy again, that passionate energy could really come through. Or again, that Queen of Wands, they see you in that magnetism, that attraction. Maybe it's a birthday or something, but within 7 to 14 days, that's soon. That's like the next 2 weeks. This is all unfolding and you're going to be getting that communication within the next 2 weeks. That's what this is saying, okay? And again, in summer, it's double confirmation. That's Cancer season, but those signs could be important, Leo and Cancer. But there's definitely some kind of illumination coming in the next 2 weeks about all of this, okay? So stay in that heart space for yourself, for each other, because don't forget, it's the energy they say energy speaks first, but actually energy is what moves first too. So whatever the energy is going to be the kind of the leading factor of the actual action taken in the physical. And don't forget who's leading the energy, the divine feminine, okay? So stay with you, stay with divine, sending lots of love, okay? Let me know if this message was for you.